Hi, Assalamu alaikum ji. This is your host Bilal Ashraf with the Jubilee Befikr moment of the match, Pakistan versus New Zealand, third test. Today we have a very special guest with us. He's the coach of the Pakistan cricket team. He's also coached the Australian and the South African team. Hi Mickey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Mickey, first question, how different is it coaching the Pakistan cricket team, because they're a very young unit, and what's the first thing that you kind of changed when you took off as coach?
Well, firstly, I have to say this is the most rewarding job I've ever had. You know, I loved my time with South Africa. It was great. Australia was a little bit indifferent, but with these blokes, it's been fantastic. And to see the evolution of so many young players, you know, we've tried to come in and build teams in all three formats. You know, our focus was white ball to start off with, and we sort of got that right. And now we've got to build our test team up again. Once you lose Yunus, you lose Misbah, we needed to build the team back up. So we've given opportunities to young boys, and to see these young guys come out and play is that's what makes this job really rewarding. You know, when you see them perform and you know the efforts that they've put in the nets and the blood, sweat and tears that have gone into those performances, it makes it all worthwhile.
How important is fielding in the selection process?
Oh, it's very, very important, and that was one of the things with Pakistan that I found when I arrived. The skill levels were outstanding with bat and ball, but we were severely lacking in the fielding, and we were severely lacking in terms of our fitness. So guys couldn't, you know, you get a 40, but you couldn't go on. You'd lose concentration. For bowlers in their spells, you know, they'd be good first spell, second spell would be okay, but then as the day wore on, they would get worse and worse, because that was just down to some core fitness. So yeah, those have become non-negotiables in our setup. You know, if you can't field, you don't play, and if you don't meet the fitness requirements, you don't play as well. But the guys in the dressing room have all bought into that because they've seen the rewards, and you know, once you see the rewards, you know that you're on the right track, and we are getting those rewards because the guys are starting to get bigger scores, our spells are getting better and better, and our fielding's gone to another level. So I'm very comfortable with where we're at. The thing is, you can't start 20 runs behind a big team, particularly in white ball cricket. And I found in the start of our one-day series, we were starting 20 to 25 runs behind the other guys because we couldn't run quick enough between wickets, and we were letting runs go in the field. And you know, with good teams, you just simply can't start with that handicap.
What do you think of the domestic setup of Pakistan cricket? Obviously, you've been with the Pakistan cricket long enough, and you do recruit from the domestic circuit. I think PSL is another great thing that's happened. So what's your take on the domestic structure of Pakistan cricket and PSL?
Look, I've watched a little bit of domestic cricket, and you know, I do think there's probably too many teams. I think it needs to be strength versus strength, probably just a little bit more. There's so many talented players out there, though. There are some very, very talented players, and we can see by our A-team's performances against New Zealand A and the England Lions that the talent's out there. We've just got to polish that talent, you know, by bringing them into a proper good structure where they get better skills mentally and physically every day. So the domestic structure is good. There's some good young talent there. I've been particularly impressed with, and a lot of our young players have come out of the PSL, because that's where you see the boys performing under pressure. You see them performing in front of a big TV audience and in front of big crowds, and that's where you can kind of tell whether a guy can cut it to play it at the international level. So, you know, the guys that have come out of there, we've looked at Hassan Ali year one, Shadab Khan, Fahim Ashraf, Baba Azam to a point. You know, all these boys that have come out of there have come into our side at international level and done particularly well. So that's been really good for us.
You must be really obviously happy with the recent performance of the Pakistan cricket team. They've been doing really well. I felt they were lacking in the batting department. They've really picked up batting, fielding, fitness. What, in your opinion, right now, is actually the most important thing for our batsmen? I mean, is it more physical fitness, or is it concentration, or a mixture of both?
Our guys are physically fit enough now. They work extremely hard, so that's a non-negotiable, and they do that. They do the work. Us is getting them mentally strong enough in terms of working with their own games under pressure. That's an area we're working on, and then just getting them to believe in their game plans, to believe in their technique, to believe in their defence. Because once they do all that, then you'll see them blossom. You know, and we always say attack is born out of your defence. So particularly at test match level, it's really important that that we give these guys solid game plans, we work hard on their defense, and then everything else sort of sprouts from there. So these guys are, I can't reiterate how good that dressing room is at the moment. The young boys are outstanding, and I'm just so excited about Pakistan cricket going forward, because there's a lot of players in that dressing room that are going to be around for the next 5 to 10 years, which is going to be very, very exciting for Pakistan.
Who's the most fun-loving character out there in your camp right now? You know, who's always having fun, cracking jokes? I think people would like to know who the few fun guys in the camp right now.
Oh well, I think Hassan Ali is right up there. He's got a lovable character. He really has. He's never quiet. He's never still. He's always doing something. And if there's a little bit of mischief going around in the dressing room, he's at the centre of it. So I'd have to say him.
You've been enough, I think, Pakistanis, obviously, and you've travelled quite a bit. What's your take on the Pakistani cuisine? Any favourites from the Pakistani cuisine?
I've got to be honest. I spent quite a bit of time in Lahore. The restaurants in Lahore are outstanding. They're really very, very good. So I do. I'm a bit of a plain eater, but
no biryanis, no niharis.
No, and that's banned in the dressing room as well. We get biryani every now and again after a good performance, but definitely no niharis. So that's all good, and the food is outstanding.
Well, thanks a lot. You will be touring South Africa very soon. Any particular changes in the mindset and the game plan?
Yeah, well, look, technically everything changes. You know, you stay leg side of the ball when you bat in Asia. In South Africa, you've got to get off side of the ball. Technically, you want to be punching straighter rather than punching between point and extra cover. So that changes. The bowlers' lengths certainly change. They can afford to go a little bit wider, and they need to pitch the ball up just a fraction more, because because the ball bounces, that's where you get your wickets from. We always fall into the trap, or certainly the Asian teams when they come to South Africa do it. Whenever I coached against the Asian team, we always knew they were going to come in and bowl too short. And if you bowl too short there, yeah, it all looks very good, but it doesn't generally take wickets. So we're going to have to get our bowlers' lengths just a little bit fuller, and our batters, we're going to have to get them getting to off stump rather than to leg stump.
Thanks a lot. It's been wonderful talking to you, Mickey, and all the best for the South Africa series.
Thank you.
God bless.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
बेफिक्र मुस्तकबिल के लिए सिर्फ जुबली इंश्योरेंस।